17, I got caught with weed. Didn't know what the heck I wanted to do. I was totally tuned out. I was drinking, I was partying, that's not me. And we go and sit there and he said, what would you do if fear was not an option? If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? Take the risk, jump out of the plane, grow wings on the way down.
Your biggest wholesale deal ever, you reported it yesterday. How much money did you make? Just learned this real estate game and you made $1,000 net in less than 12 months. You're talking about leaving on a mission for a couple of years. Think back to a year ago. I'm curious. I don't even know this backstory. When did you start getting interested in real estate? Because it hasn't been quite a year yet, but when, since we kind of met, but when did you get interested in real estate? What even told you there was real estate?
I've always liked business, and I always knew that I wanted to do something with that and be something, something bigger than normal, something bigger than mediocre. But in high school, started partying, started drinking, started smoking pot, total wrong things. So got into that, started slipping on grades, slipping on all my visions, didn't know what the heck I wanted to do. Well then luckily at 17, I started all this when I was probably 15, but at 17 I got caught with weed and they took my license away. And that was the blessing in disguise right there, because that took me away from my friends that I was with. But got a job here at Maddox and associated with different friends. Good buddy of mine, one of my best friends I met here at Maddox.
Okay.
And he would take us to his family tradition, go riding down south. Well, while we're down there, Jaron has an Uncle Dan. He invited us up to Island Park, and he was sitting on the steps of his cabin. And we go and sit there, and he said, what would you do if fear was not an option? If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? And I had no idea. I really had no idea. He brought up the book, Richest Man in Babylon. And I pulled up my phone and made a note. And then when I got home, I ordered the book and read it. The whole idea was make your money work for you, and then that they produce children and then make that money work for you, And that idea, I don't remember it being a totally new concept, but something that I knew I wanted to implement.
Yeah.
And then I found Bigger Pockets, and then I just started devouring everything, staying up till 2 in the morning, just devouring it.
Yeah, Bigger Pockets social networking site specifically for real estate professionals across the United States.
Yep. Finally, I talked to Dan and asked him, I said, should I choose real estate or should I choose going to school and be a financial analyst? Just keep it short. He said, how are you with praying? I said, oh, when things are bad, yeah, I'll pray. But he said, just pray about it. He said, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find. So, okay. So, and I don't do that, man. That wasn't me. I was totally tuned out. I was drinking, I was partying. That's not me. Whenever he would bring that up, which he did quite a few times at the riding trips, he'd bring it up and I would tune out. I wasn't listening. I didn't want anything of it. But that time was different. I don't know if it was because I'm in a different state of mind, but that time was different. Went home that night, prayed that night, the next morning, and the whole month through, totally changed my life. That's when things fell into place. That's when I literally just stood back and watched things just happen. But that's when that guy who I called because he was a wholesaler in Brigham City, I was super pumped. I was like, yes, this is my guy. I'm gonna get in contact with him, see how he does the game. And I call him up. I said, hey, I want to do wholesaling. That's what I want to get into. Can I just do your legwork, learn the work? You don't have to pay me, I just want to learn it. And he said, oh, you won't have any luck with that around here. He said, I basically have all this market on my lock. This is my market. You won't have any luck here. You might as well go to Ogden or Salt Lake. I see signs up there sometimes. I said, no, it doesn't work. And then he told me something. Real estate doesn't work like it used to. You can't make money like you used to make money in it. And that shattered everything. That shattered my whole vision, because I had this vision that that's what I was going to do, and I was going to make all this money on it. But that shattered it. I was like, oh, no energy, just be. So I go downstairs, get on Bigger Pockets, invented. I was like, well, that sucked. And then towards the end of the post was yours that said, hey, I've been a real estate investor for 10 years, give me a call if you want. If you wouldn't, I seriously think that if you wouldn't have posted on there and we got in touch, I wouldn't have done it. I don't know where I'd be. I'd probably be in school learning something, I don't know.
On your way to a financial analyst.
Financial analyst. We talked for a while, and you said that's garbage, that guy's an idiot, basically. I said don't listen to that guy, you can do whatever you want to do. And it went for a month. I was kind of struggling trying to start and figure this stuff out, just devouring information. It was to the point where I wasn't taking any action. I was just, there's a lot of directions to take, and I didn't know which one to take. I thought wholesaling, but there's so many more. I was just doubting myself, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I decided wholesaling finally, and then just started taking little action. Didn't know the technicalities to anything, didn't know the process to anything. And then you just said, get a deal, and I'll walk you through the rest. Just find the deal. That's it. And so that was awesome that you said that, though, because it took fears away. It took this doubt of I don't know what to do once I get something. It was like I just got to get something and then call them up. So yeah, I would stay up all night and write yellow letters by hand until I figured out some tricks. But I'd be working all day. I'd be writing signs, just coloring signs. And I did like 4 or 5 different colors on one sign. Yeah. And we'd sit there and spend hours. It took me forever just to do 50 signs. But I do those. I put them out in the rain and they'd be washed away. It's like, oh. And people would come over, my dad's friends, my mom's friends. They'd see what I'm doing. They'd say, what are you doing with that? You buy houses. I'd explain it to them. Oh yeah, you get the doubt. But every time people would ask me what I'm doing and I'd explain it to them, oh, you can see it in their face, their eyes. They have doubt. This doesn't work. I don't know what the heck you're doing. Even people at work, I tell them what I want to do. Sounds like some multi-level marketing thing to me. It's like, but then I saw you live in it. Like you were
in your market, in your backyard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so that I always fell back on. They breathe the same air I breathe. It's possible. This actually works. Just who do you listen to?
Yep.
That's the whole key. My goal was, okay, if I make $100,000, then I'll quit my jobs. That was my key. That was something I had to push for.
Yeah.
That's it. That proves to me there's no doubt.
Do you have it in a flip? You've done wholesales.
Just wholesales.
All wholesales. Less than 12 months.
130? 130 gross.
130,000 gross.
Yeah, it's 110 net.
But your biggest wholesale deal ever. We recorded it yesterday.
How much did you get it for, dude? I got it for 25.
How much money did you make?
$45K.
Who did you sell it to?
And McFarland.
Are we gonna see? Your money's in the bank. We'll see if I make any money.
You'll make money.
But we're recording that one too. I told you that. We're recording
sweet.
that, so kind of like a flip this house episode. So we'll watch it beginning to end.
If I could go back, I would take it clear back to June even, where I just started getting some profits, and then I would just drop everything. I'd drop the work. I'd just start focusing, just go full time and do it. Take the risk, jump out of the plane, grow wings on the way down. You know.
Yeah.
But it took me till November to finally stop working for cabins. Luckily, it was seasonal.
Yeah.
But then that month, or that November, the rest of November and December, proved to myself. That's where all my profits came from, was those 2 months. And then this month, that's where all of it came from, was when I just sat down and focused and did it.
You've just found your passion in life. Learned this real estate game and you made $110,000 net in less than 12 months, right? You found this passion. Right. Talking about leaving on a mission for a couple of years.
Yeah. Here's the hold up. 3 things. One is stopping momentum. As Dan puts it, you got a steak on a grill. It's right in front of you. It's almost done. You flip it over, you touch it, it's almost there. God knocks on the door and says, I need you. So you can't have that. You just taste it, but you can't have it. So it's that. Stopping momentum and letting go of the money, which is total pride. It's greed, and I don't want that type of a center. 2 is leaving my mom alone, because I've always kind of been her little protector, you know, with her and my dad. And also, I know it works, I know it's true, but I don't know the details, I don't know the stories, I don't know what I'm supposed to teach, so it holds me back. So it's just making the decision and going through and doing it.
Yeah. Once
I make the decision, it'll be solidified. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay. Dear Elder Bond, you are hereby called to serve as a missionary of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You are assigned to labor in the Texas Houston East Mission. It is anticipated that you will serve for a period of 24 months. Report to the Provo Missionary Training Center on Wednesday. I've seen throughout this last 6 months with my mom and cancer, coming in contact with you and all these other things that have just gone into play. But it lets me know I have a one-on-one connection with God, right? So if God has the power to create the whole universe and everything herein, and you have a one-on-one connection with Him, who are you to say that you can't do anything you want to do if it be good? You know?
Yeah.
I think if you can have faith in Him and faith in yourself, you have that belief. It just that is belief right there. And then whatever you want to put your action towards with that mindset, it will work no matter what.